Hi everybody, I'm Damian from M.A.D-PI. Welcome to the asylum. Now, I'm doing reaction videos, and today I'm going to be doing some on 20 scariest attractions in the world. Theme park rides, all sorts of different things, okay? Now, I am bloody petrified of heights, if you haven't heard already. I've never been out the country because I'm too scared of getting on a plane. I know I could get on a boat, but, you know. Anyway, let's crack on with this, see what you think, and leave a message below. Let me know what you think of all these dodgy rides. Alright, love you loads.
Attractions are meant to be attracting. The clue's in the name, right? But some attractions are far from attractive. Some are kind of terrifying. These are the 20 scariest attractions in the world.
Okie dokie, here we go. Go on, Scary Cherry.
Number 20. Roller coaster in Cosmoland Amusement Park, Japan. Now this is actually something a little bit different for your eyeballs. Always trying to push the limits and take things to new extremes, theme parks are up for trying new things with roller coasters. From using virtual reality to adding actors in amongst the rides to give a more complete experience, these places are pushing it all into new directions all the time. This roller coaster in the Cosmoland Amusement Park in Yokohama, Japan has a unique feature. It takes the riders underwater in a particularly startling way. The Vanish roller coaster seems to do just that. It's hurtling along, as roller coasters tend to do, high above the ground, up and down, round and round, you know, the sort of thing, I'm sure. And then, quite suddenly, it takes a very steep plunge down towards a pool of water, and then just as suddenly, it vanishes into that pool.
Bloody Christ almighty.
And from some angles, it really does appear to take a plunge into the watery depths, but from others, it's evident that there's a tunnel and track that continues beneath the watery appearance. Even so, it's a rather hairy feeling as the water seems to splash up all around the coaster and gives the sense that you have more or less plunged off the rails and into the watery depths. Quite scary, but mostly the fun kind. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
Like, subscribe, Scary Cherry.
Now
Really
it's
cool.
time for the sweet topic.
Thank you.
The X-Scream Thrill Ride in Las Vegas is one of the scariest attractions.
Bloody
in the
hell.
world. I imagine even the most fearsome of thrill seekers would have trouble with this
I'd have
bad
to
boy.
sit on the
I can't
front or
watch
the back
footage
because
without
I'd be
panicking
projectile
about what
vomit
would go
onto the
wrong.
back of someone's
Would
head.
you dare it? I know that I
Oh,
wouldn't.
jeez.
As always, feel free to comment down below using the hashtag #SweetTopic. Number 19. A giant Godzilla-themed attraction. Now here's a ride that combines a selection of scary fun style stuff into one attraction. In this ride, the visitors zip line their way into the mouth of a so-called life-sized Godzilla that sits in the middle of this theme park. Riders begin on a platform being attached to a zip line, which is not for everyone, but all the good sorts of scary fun if you happen to like that sort of thing. Then they're flung down said zip line and straight into the belly of the beast. After they get there, they then participate in a shooting game in which they try to stop Godzilla from growing. The Godzilla is 75 feet tall, 82 feet wide, and 180 feet long, so it really
I wouldn't necessarily put this in the same list as scariest attractions in the world, to be fair. I mean, it looks a good ride, but
10 points for originality and a bunch more
say
for
that's
extra funness. The whole place is marvelously Godzilla themed and features Godzilla everything, from the museum to the curry in the restaurants to the crowning glory of the monster himself.
okay.
Number 18. Formula Rossa.
Oh yeah,
Now
check this
you
out.
may well be
Check this
aware
out.
that when it comes to being the biggest, fastest, or even shiniest, United Arab Emirates generally has it covered, so it should be no surprise that the world's fastest roller coaster can be found in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. The Formula Rossa has a top speed of almost 150 miles per hour and goes so very fast indeed that riders have to wear protective safety glasses to stop them from getting loads of splatted bugs in their eyeballs. Ew! The train itself accelerates out of the station, reaching a top speed in just 4.9 seconds. This is achieved achieved through the use of a hydraulic launch system, which can generate a whole
I
load
don't know
of
what's the matter with
velocity.
me. I just really, I really hate them. Bloody hate them.
Much like the way the catapults on an aircraft
Oh.
carrier do. Anyways, this particular ride
Just
is
watching
mainly
it makes my
focused
stomach
on
go
going fast and providing its riders with a little G-force sensation all throughout. Apparently, the design of the 2.5-kilometer track is inspired by that of the Italian racetrack at Monza, hence the name as well. So, if your main thrill in roller...
Now, if you could put a car on a track, like a roller coaster track, and sort of steer it, I'd give it a go. You're in control of it, in a sense. I'm not a control freak or anything like that. I just, when it comes to things like that, I like to be in control of it. I suppose if I got in a plane, I'd give that a go. If I could fly it, I'd give it a go. I probably wouldn't go very high, but about 20 foot above the ground. But I just don't know. I bet all of you love them.
roller coaster experiences is going as fast as you possibly can, then the fastest that you can get
I mean,
is
look
here
how
at Ferrari
bloody
World
steep
in
that
Abu
is.
Dhabi.
Jesus
Is it scary though?
Christ.
Well, those safety goggles certainly do add a particular edge
Wow.
to the in-ride photographs, that's for sure. Number 17, Tianmen Shan Cable Car. Tianmen Mountain in China's Hunan province is 1,275
Oh my holy-
meters above
wow.
sea level. That's an impressive
Fuck off.
4,196 feet for all of
Fuck
you Americans.
off,
The
mate.
Tianmen
Not a
Shan Cable
chance.
Car ferries
Not-
passengers from the city center to the air garden,
What
which
you
is
three
perched
reckon?
on a
Not a chance,
picturesque
eh?
top of a mountain. This
No
cable car is
bloody
delightful
hell.
in the views that it offers, but it also is somewhat alarming in the sheer height at which it operates and the general sensation of vertigo that surrounds the entire experience.
Don't like that at all. That's stupid. I mean, how would
It
you?
is, in fact, the longest passenger cable car in high mountains, which sounds very specific because
Like a
there are
really sweet
longer
palm.
cableways apparently, but with different purposes. It covers a distance of 7,455 meters,
Bloody
and that's
dude,
over 5
wow.
miles. Anyways,
Wow.
it takes about 28 minutes to cover the entire
Bloody
distance, and it travels a steep 38-degree gradient as well. The whole region is chocked full of
I'd
natural
rather walk
wonders and
down
attractions,
on my
which
knees.
a ride in this cable car allows visitors to see. Scary, but try not to look
I really
down,
would.
and perhaps it
Dodging
can
all the
also be
lions
fun.
or whatever else there are, tigers out
Number
there.
16, Kilimanjaro Water Slide.
Kill a man for his gyro.
Well, here we are at
Kill a man
Wenchi
for his
Central
gyro?
Water Slide. Well, actually, it's officially called the Mount Kilimanjaro Water Slide at Aguas Puentes Country
Bloody
Club
hell.
in Rodovia in Brazil.
do like a
this
water slide, but
Kilimanjaro
that's
is significantly
bit-
shorter than its namesake, but it is impressive in its own way. It measures just under
dunno.
164
That's a bit
feet,
steep,
and
that,
it's a
innit?
body
Bloody
slide
hell.
which doesn't require its riders
Jesus,
to use
the
a raft
speed
or
he's going.
any other sort of gear to ride on it.
Wow. Wow. Bloody hell.
Apparently, the experience of being stood up at the top of a slide is so intimidating
Jesus.
that as many as 1/3 of the people who make their way to the top actually chicken out and don't even slide down.
Shocking.
But for those who are brave enough, the experience is a fast one during which they may actually reach speeds of up to 57 miles per hour, an experience which guarantees a butt full of bathing suit
Bloody
that are
hell.
deposited unceremoniously into the splash pool at the bottom of the slide. Oh, the indignity of it all.
Wow.
Number 15, boating at the Iguazu Falls. Here in the Iguazu Falls, on the border of Brazil and Argentina, there's an opportunity to take a boat trip in this obscenely picturesque area with all the waterfalls surrounding you and the rainbows and all that other guff that people do so very much enjoy. You know, like Niagara Falls, except this time you're in Latin America rather than in the 1960s.
I would
And
like
this
to go
really
to
is a
Niagara
beautiful
Falls,
place,
but-
and the insane numbers of visitors that rock up here every year are a testament to that fact. So, if you do like, you can take a jolly exciting boat ride around the falls and
I
enjoy
don't
the
know about that.
experience of the place all up close and personal like. These falls are national parks and also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means that their natural and cultural value is so significant that it should be of worldwide importance. But however beautiful they are, you are definitely going to need a pack-a-mac at this one. Number 14, Yukon Striker.
Yukon Striker.
Oh, good grief.
Oh,
My stomach
fuck off.
did a
Oh
somersault
my
just
God.
looking at the this one. The Yukon Striker
give it
is
a
a so-called
look at that.
dive coaster, which is located in Canada's Wonderland in
Oh,
Vaughan,
it's
Ontario.
disgusting.
And it is one heck of a ride.
Fucking hell! Wow! Wow!
This one may, in fact, be scarier than the last and offers a
Bloody
whole range of opportunities to
Bennett.
get so scared that you wind up in brown trouser territory. It starts off at a regular sort of pace before heading up a long ramp to a terrifying teetering top, followed by a breakneck plunge down a vertical ramp and into a head-chopping sensation of a tunnel. Such fun! If you can keep your breakfast on your insides at this point, then you're absolutely doing great. After all this utter madness, there's then a bunch of twists and turns.
Bonkers people that ride this sort of shit. Why would you want to be thrown around and pulled about like that?
Wondering what possessed you to eat
I
such a
mean, that's
combination
just
of corn
nuts.
dogs and cotton candy immediately prior
It's
to
like
taking this
Nemesis
ride.
on steroids.
Number 13. Climb the plank walk in China, known as the most dangerous hike in the world. For those with a death wish or absolutely insane, a hike up this mountain in China might be the perfect outing. This is the most bonkers hiking trail
Sorry
in the
about my
world.
language,
Well,
but
probably. It is definitely not a place for you if you suffer from vertigo.
Bloody
or
wow!
just
Wow!
fear
Look at
plummeting
that!
off the
Look!
vertical side of a mountain
That's
into
stupid!
eternity from a narrow
Stupid
wooded
idiot!
platform to ladders and footholds
Bloody
inside
hell.
the mountain. The ways to traverse this
I mean,
terrain are
seriously.
unusual, to say the least.
What? Whoa! 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 Whoa!
The plank walk on this mountain is infamous. Just
Bloody
a 30
hell.
centimeter wide plank of wood and a harness
Oh
attached
my
to ropes
God.
is what keeps the thousands of
Jesus
thrill-seeking
Christ,
tourists who
rice
flock
and
here
peas.
from meeting
I'll
their
tell you what.
maker. In fact, it is not
Look how
always
broken the
enough.
wood is.
There
How
are
rotten it
reports of
is.
tourists actually plunging to their doom mid-selfie, or even desperate
Mid-selfie.
individuals tragically taking their own lives from this spot. Now, I don't know about you, but
Look at
even
all the
if
people on
numbers
there.
are
There's too many
unsubstantiated,
people
I
on
would
there.
certainly be nervous about taking a stroll up a mountain with a rumored death toll of up to 100 per year. Seems a bit high
Okay,
for
100
hike,
people a year die.
especially as
No, I'm
the
not
actual
surprised.
numbers are
I'm not
officially
surprised that's not
recorded.
fucking weekly.
Yikes! Let's stop being morbid for a
Jesus
second and
Christ.
appreciate the reasons that some people might choose to take their
That's
life
just
into their
shit.
own hands and
Horrible.
trust the
Excuse
harness
my
of this
language. I'm
mountain.
talking
The views
filth,
are
but that is
epic.
just
I
shite.
should imagine the buzz is
That's
pretty
just
intense
really
as
horrible.
well. And if extreme dizzying
sort of-
heights and two-way traffic
you know.
on a narrow plank sound like fun to you, then why not give it a chance? Number 12.
I tell you what, right? It's people that invent these things. You think they must sit in their house and think, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a board that's a couple of foot wide all the way around the top of a mountain with a bit of wire bolted in with some padlocks so people can hold on to it as they walk along the wood. And his mate's going, that was a bloody stupid. Who's going to want to do that? Well, there you go. Fucking hundreds of people. All at once by the looks of things. Jesus, shit the bed. Honest to God, man. There's just no need for it. No need for it.
Oh. China's Grand Canyon Glass Bridge.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, this is less than ideal, really. If you're mad enough to go up onto a glass bridge,
Oh,
well,
God.
then you're probably
Oh,
already a bit of a thrill seeker. But the safe sort of thrill. Not the one where you might actually plunge 300 feet to your own doom and
Wow.
demise. There are absolutely loads of these bridges in
Wow.
China, and they have an estimated 2,300
What?
of the things.
Why
with
would you want
glass
to do
panels
that?
for
Why would you
walkways
want to
and
build a
sides.
bridge that you can see
Apparently,
through?
the booming
Look at the
tourist
kids, look.
industry in China
They love it.
believes that people want to experience maximum vertigo when out and about at the country's beauty spots. Because, well, why not?
Oh, look at the shoes they've got on. You got to wear some
Perhaps
pad
because
things
these
around the
things are
fucking
crazy
hell
dangerous.
bells. I'd want to wear a
That
parachute.
may just be one reason. This poor chap was out taking
Oh,
a stroll over a
goodness.
super see-through bridge above a 300-foot drop in 90-mile-per-hour winds, as one does, and it's extremely safe, I'm sure. He didn't expect what came next, however. Those high winds would cause a little cheeky mischief while they were up there and blew out several of the glass panels on the bridge, which included the one that was directly beneath the fellow's feet. He
Oh,
was left
no way.
literally dangling out of the bottom of the bridge. Well, that was a life flashing before one's eyes sort of moment. I should imagine.
Jesus
Nothing quite like
Christ.
dicing with death to really feel alive.
Fucking
Number
hell.
11.
Sorry.
The
I
Cage
swear too
of
much.
Death.
Sorry.
Sliding through a shark tank with super thick plexiglass between you and the toothy
Now,
exhibits may
I'd
seem
do this.
tame next to
That I
this
would
one,
do.
although
I'd like to go
frankly,
in a
the
tank
idea
with a
of this
shark and all
sounds
that. I've done
proper
some of that
exciting
with
to
big
me, but
alligator or
you know how
crocodile.
I feel about crocodiles. This is an
I
unusual
would
attraction
go
in
in that,
Darwin in
definitely.
Australia's Northern Territory, where visitors to Crocosaurus Cove can actually get into the water with
Wow.
a gigantic saltwater
It's a big
crocodile.
tease though, isn't it,
Now,
on the
it's
crocodile?
not quite as mad as it sounds, obviously. After all,
This is a
feeding
big
your
tease.
visitors to hungry predators is not really that great of a business model. So it isn't exactly how they do it here. What actually happens is that visitors pop on a thick suit and get inside of a contraption that is reassuringly named the Cage
Look at the
of Death.
size of that monster. Bloody hell.
This is a plexiglass box that's lowered into the water of a crocodile pool, all in the safety of a carefully controlled tourist-friendly environment, of course. From inside the container, visitors can hang out in close proximity to massive scaly reptiles as they swim about in the water, but they
Bloody
can't
hell, man.
actually get close enough to be eaten. So that's a relief.
Crazy.
then. Saltwater crocodiles
Crazy.
are amongst Australia's
The attractions
deadliest
people
animals,
come up
and
with.
you know they have a lot of those.
It's just
so this is an
bonkers.
experience that feels kind
It's
of dangerous,
absolutely
even though
bonkers.
participants are completely protected for the whole duration.
Wow.
How else are you going to get up close and personal with a beast that could snap you in half and live to tell
Yeah,
the
just a
tale?
bit.
Number 10, Thunder River Rapids Ride. So here's a ride which has done some real damage. Well, actually, it's done murders. So this is in no way a recommendation and is certainly qualified to be in a list of scariest attractions in the world. The Thunder River Rapids ride at Dream World was an actual death trap, and it turns out that it is nothing short of a flipping miracle that it didn't kill people any sooner than it did.
It looks alright to me. Go on, what's so bad about it?
In October of
Condition.
2016, 4 people would be killed when this
Oh.
murder machine had malfunctioned. The results of the inquest into the tragedy would determine that the ride was
Oh.
a ticking time bomb. And it is certainly remarkable that it didn't kill people, or at least do some heavy maiming, in its 30 previous years of operation. The whole
30
thing was a
years.
shamble, so much so that the inquest reported that it was actually a series of system failures that would lead to the catastrophic
shit.
results, and this was compounded by the
Shit.
fact that the ride was not properly inspected either. Now, if you've
Bloody
ever ridden
hell.
on this ride and lived, you should consider
Well,
yourself
do you know what
lucky
though?
to be
Them
alive
water
to talk
buggies look
about
like
it.
30 years old as well.
Number 9, Verrückt Water Slide. The word Verrückt is German
Oh,
for crazy
shit.
or insane. So let's see
No
if this
way.
has an appropriate name.
No, I
at
said
all,
I like
shall we?
water slides,
well,
but
yes,
not
it
a
does.
fucking
And certainly
chance
not
in
in
hell.
any kind of good way.
My
This ride
God.
was located at a water park in Kansas City, Kansas. The general premise of the ride was that the rider was placed into a kind of car at the top before being propelled down the slide, which was a caged-in affair. A steep slope down, followed by some high-speed straight, not fast to finish, up to 70 miles per hour, in fact, and that was about it. But evidently, the safety features of this particular water slide were not exactly the best in the world. It was designed at the park itself, which should set off all the alarm bells ringing in your head. The slide had also been featured on the Travel Channel show Extreme Water Parks in 2014.
Jesus.
This water slide was considered extreme before its permanent closure in 2016 after an absolutely hideous incident when a 10-year-old boy was killed by decapitation.
Oh
It
my
just
God.
doesn't bear thinking about anymore.
Oh my God.
Number 8.
Rest in
Action
peace, little
Park.
man. Bloody hell.
Action Park
God
was
rest
a
his soul,
totally
buddy.
notorious amusement
Poor
and
kid.
water park located in Vernon
head chopped
Township
off.
in New Jersey.
Hell,
This
mate.
infamous place was known for all the wrong reasons.
Well, they
Action
burnt the
Park
place
would
to
be
the
open
ground.
to the public back in
That's awesome.
1978 and soon became known for its unique attractions, which brought in crowds from all over the greater New York metropolitan area. The trouble was, though,
Oh,
that
wow.
many of the rides, although
Check
they were
that out.
unique, were actually very poorly designed.
Oh,
and
bloody
accidents
hell.
and
Yeah, you're going to end
injuries
up hurting
became
yourself big
commonplace.
time. God.
The staff were undertrained.
Jesus,
and
look
very
at the-
often were also underage.
Shoo!
The guests and staff
Into the
were
bushes.
also oftentimes under the influence of adult beverages, and their safety record, funnily enough, was completely appalling. Although the whole thing is a bit of a joke in many ways, you know, the nicknames for the park
Oh
included
my
stuff
life,
like
look at
Class
this.
Action
Check
Park,
this out, look.
Accident
Oh.
Park, Traction Park, and Friction Park. At least 6 people actually died as
Oh
a result
my
of the
God.
incidents that occurred on the various shoddy rides and other general mishaps that
I
happened.
didn't
in
think this
Action
was.
Park.
This had loads of deaths on
Number
it.
7.
My apologies.
Aqua Loop Water Slide. Well, here's a fun one for all the water slide fans out there. If there are such people anymore, I know it must be nearly impossible to hold your phone properly when you're plummeting down a water slide, and then you
Your
have all
phone?
that stress
I
of
mean,
trying to keep it from
come
getting
on.
wet. So it seems unlikely
You know,
that
people
anyone's
have
left
their
in any
bloody
sort of
phones
phone-free
attached to their
position
hip.
to
They
enjoy a
really
water
do,
slide
don't they?
these days. But here we are with a jolly trapdoor style ejection water
at this
slide.
laddie,
The
look.
victim, I mean rider, stands on
The
that
victim.
trapdoor and waits to be plopped down into the tube.
Oh my God. Oh bloody hell.
It's a fully enclosed loop-de-loop water slide which is transparent so that the speeding water
Looks
riders
cool,
can
though.
be seen from outside as well. What a fun one for those who enjoy the vicarious thrill of watching other people having all the funs. How very exciting. And then when you think that you've had all the fun you could possibly expect from a water slide, it dumps you out at the end completely unceremoniously into a splash pool where you receive your wedgie. A full buttload of bathing suit for all of your efforts. Lucky old you. Number 6. Falcon's Fury Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens.
Located at Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida, the Falcon's Fury is another one of those drop tower rides.
Oh, no,
but for some
no,
reason, this
no.
one just seems to lack the flair of the others that we've seen. Apart from
Oh.
anything else, the whole thing is over in a matter of seconds, and that's really not something to aspire to. Beyond the obvious shortcoming of the
Jesus.
ride, the drop and
Oh,
swing is
height.
just a bit, well, underwhelming.
Oh God, it catch up with me guts on the way down there. Oh.
Even the people who have just had a go on it seem to have all the sorts of expressions that demonstrate disappointment. So at a lengthy 335 feet, this thing may well boast about being the tallest
335
freestanding
feet.
sky jump drop tower in the whole of the United States.
Holy
We all know that
crap.
size isn't everything, don't we? There's really a lot more to it than just how lengthy it
bloody
is.
hell.
There needs to be at least a little bit of build-up. But what do you think? How does
No.
this 10-second wonder measure up to the other thrill
Wouldn't care if
rides
it's
that
2
we've seen
seconds, I
so
wouldn't do
far?
it.
And what do you look for in a ride? Be sure to let me know
One that
all
sticks
about
to
it
the
in the
ground
comments
and
down
don't go
below,
upside
you
down and
saucy
round and round.
things.
I'm
Number
bored
5.
anyway.
Walt Disney World, Florida. The scariest thing about Disney World is the ticket prices. So, once
Yeah.
you've resigned yourself to taking out a second mortgage on your home and downgrading your vehicle just so you can afford to park it there, well, then you can head on inside and find the second scariest part of a trip to Disney World, the lines. And
Can I just say, like Disneyland, right? It doesn't matter how old you get. I think anyone at any age wants to go there if you haven't been. And now, I've got two daughters. One's 15, one's in the 20s. We've got 2 children, and they've all grown up basically. But if ever I had the money, I'd take them all of them. I'd take all my girls to Disneyland. I really would. It'd be a lovely thing. And it'd be getting there though. The thing is, they'd go over in a plane, and I'd have to get a boat or something. It'd take me 2.5 weeks to get there.
And when you eventually make it through the shock of the cost and the endless queuing systems, then you might be able to partake
One hell of
in
an
a ride or
experience
two
though,
by
eh?
the time that you've left in the day. And if you do, the Space Mountain is likely one of the places you'll be headed. One of the most famous and beloved roller
We've got some
coasters of
crazy
all time,
rides,
Space
man.
Mountain is a
Mental.
classic that never seems to go out of style. This iconic ride at Disney's Magic Kingdom theme park has been delighting visitors since it first opened all the way back in 1975. The space-themed coaster begins in the perfectly themed futuristic space station where riders clamber into the carriages. It then
Wow.
takes a few turns through tunnels in and out of the lights until finally launching into space and into the dark before witnessing all the stars in the surrounding galaxy. The
mental.
real magic of the ride
Oh,
is the
wow.
clever way that it uses darkness in order to create additional riding sensations during the experience. And like always, Disney nails the immersive space theming, which is
That
why
looks
Space
cool.
Mountain has remained
That looks
so
well cool.
popular
Space
for
Mountain.
so very long. Have you ever taken a ride on Space Mountain? And no, I'm not
Nope.
talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. What did you think of this old classic? Let me know in the comments down below. Number 4. Slide Wheel Water Slide. Well, here it is. This is apparently the very
Oh,
first
wow,
of its
look at
kind
that.
in the whole of the United
Check
States of
that out.
America, and it's brand new. How very thrilling indeed. The water park in Wisconsin, known as Wisconsin Dells, there's a catchy name if I've ever heard one, is the proud owner of a new and extra fancy water slide. The Mount Olympus is the
Oh, wow.
rotating twisty-turny attraction
That's
that was
mental.
created by those water slide wizards over at Whitewater Design. There are actually only 2 other rotating water slides in the
crazy.
whole wide world. One of them is in Poland, and the other one, of course, is in China.
Huh?
This one, though, in
Wicked.
Wisconsin, which is the water park capital of America, apparently, is 80 feet tall and 100 feet wide. A ride through this cross between a water slide and a Ferris wheel takes about 96 seconds in total, and you get all the
Mental.
feelings. G-force, speed and air,
Wicked,
all of
man.
it during this ride. And up to 25 miles per hour while you're doing it. Number 3. Wanxing Ordovikian Theme Park. Located in China's southwest region,
Oh,
this theme
shit.
park is proud of its super
Oh,
scary and
whoa.
unique attractions. It's where they have the largest collection of extremely high up attractions in the whole world. There are glass walkways where you can give yourself the heebie-jeebies by simply looking down. There's a cliff edge swing,
No,
which
come
takes us
on,
the
I
edge
mean,
of a 1,000 foot
Jesus.
high cliff. And the worst thing by far might be the so-called gap bridge, which is basically a
Oh,
horizontal
fucking
ladder
hell,
with massive gaps between
oh.
each step.
Oh,
These delights can be enjoyed by visitors.
I mean,
while
look how
wearing
many
a
people
harness
on here.
as
Come
they
on,
hop
get off.
dangerously between each rung of the ladder.
Why'd you have to
Try
run,
really
mate? Just
hard
walk,
not to
walk,
fall down
walk.
the gaps. Is
And he
this
looks
your
up to
idea
you
of
and it
fun,
falls through the
or
gap.
do you just get vertigo
Clever
thinking about
sausage.
it? Number 2, Goliath, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Given that this theme park ride is simply too
wow.
big to be called a regular old roller coaster, and they had to make up a new word for it,
Oh,
it's safe
look
to
at
say
it.
that it's
You,
probably
look
quite
at
an exciting
you,
one.
you
Yes,
dirty
this
bastard.
so-called hyper coaster is apparently so very fast that it needs its own category of hype. The Goliath is a coaster
Oh,
at Six
Christ,
Flags
look how
Magic
high that
Mountain
is.
in Southern California, and it certainly meets up to its
Jesus
reputation.
shit.
This is a big one. It takes forever to trundle up the extra long ramp to the giddy heights at the start of the ride.
Oh, look at you, dirty bastard.
And then,
How
when
high
you
you are.
finally do make it up there,
Ugh.
there's a moment which feels like being suspended midair before the whole thing charges down an almost vertical drop of 255 feet
No.
at a hair-raising 85 miles
No.
per hour.
No,
It's
no,
an
no, no,
invigorating
no, no,
experience,
no, no, no.
and then you're suddenly plunged into one of those delightful head-chopper effect tunnels, and almost immediately into yet another giddying descent. The ride rises and falls, offering sensations of weightlessness and then the
God.
intense dragging feeling of gravity.
Turns
up
my
and
stomach
down
just
for
looking
an
at it.
entirety of the 4,500.
You know that feeling you get when you go over a bridge?
Number 1,
That's what I get just by watching it.
volcano boarding. Now, while there's a whole industry which
Volcano
seems to be
boarding.
uncommonly interested
Fucking hell.
with getting rather too close to volcanoes, there are
No
some
way.
members for whom the casual sneaker-melting stroll near the molten lava is insufficiently terrifying. They've taken it all a rather bit further, but perhaps too far, who can possibly say. On a normal day, the average danger-loving visitor here is able to take a walk up to the
fucking
volcano, where you then step between streams of lava which glow menacingly across the landscape. The heat of the rocks beneath your feet is likely going to melt your shoes, and we've already learned
And your
that
ass,
this
because the
volcano
boards
is
you sat on.
always bubbling
Why would you
away.
do-
The possibility of
That's
eruption
just
is on
crazy,
the cards,
man.
so that's what makes it
You
such a
lot are
tourism
nuts.
hotspot.
Nutty
That and the
people.
fact that if you take a tour, you'll
Nuts.
literally toast marshmallows over the hot rocks of the volcano.
Bloody hell.
Now, you don't get to do that every day, do you? If you want to push it to the extreme, you can basically take a ride down the side of the active volcano on
No.
a wooden board. It's basically like sledding, but hot instead of cold and a teeny bit more dangerous, what with all the spewing molten rock and lack of snowmen. If you do take a tumble here, you don't get a damp behind and frozen mittens. Oh no, you get a burning sensation and hot gravel embedded into your flimsy flesh. After the fact, if you do survive, of course, you may be removing volcanic ash and bits of rock from your unmentionables for days. Yeesh. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I'll probably spend the rest of my vacation cowering behind the couch. Things are are just getting a little bit too scary out there. Even the fun
Yeah.
stuff is out to kill us these days. It's safer here in the dark with all the internet-y goodness at my fingertips. I never need to go outside again.
So, that, my lovelies, is Scary Cherry. And, them, you know, some of them rides, you know, they're just really, they're just horrible. I wouldn't go on them for love nor money. Not for anything. I really, really wouldn't. Don't do theme. I don't do roller coasters and planes. Anything that go right. I don't like that. Just, yeah. I'm a bit of a wuss, and I know I am. Anyway, my lovelies, as I say, as Scary Cherry, please go to their channel, like and subscribe if you like any of their content. Also, if you haven't already, please go to ours and like and subscribe to us for us as well, please. I'd really appreciate it. Just help us grow on our journey and all that. And I will be back again with another crazy ass whatever video, because you know I will react to anything, literally. Alright, so until I speak to you again, God bless, take care, love you all.
Which of these attractions gave you a fright?